Hello out there. We're on the air. Let's get this party started, baby. Happy Friday. Happy Friday. We don't have our Central University of Northern Toronto mug today. We got some more pond water. Shout out to Cedar Sats. Oh, shit. I just realized we don't have a cord for the laptop, though. That's not ideal. Okay, we got 43% left. I don't know how long that's going to last us. We'll make it work. We always do. We always do. What the hell is going on? Lucky's meowing out there like a son of a bitch. But I don't know why he would be. Okay. So it is the Ryder Cup today. So I'll be a little bit distracted here. The matches are coming down to the last holes. Looks like a lot of blue flags on the board. Shout out to Europe. Shout out to the UK. Finally, you have something to cheer about in life. I don't mean that. It's just as bad here in Canada, and I'm cheering for Europe, so don't get me wrong. Leave the pitchforks at home. Samantha's here. Man, it doesn't even feel like I'm live right now. I just feel like I'm hanging out watching golf, talking out loud to myself or to Arnie. Speaking of Arnie, he's here today. He's here for work. Also, I don't know if you guys notice anything different in the background here, but I got a little free ad right here, although it's only half of it. Better not get too crazy there because it'll fall off the freaking thing. Anyways, Visionaries. Visionaries is in the works, and I'm very, 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 very excited for it. It is a new community-run, community-owned. Oh, look at this. Look at this. You guys wouldn't believe this. I saw Lucky's head over my laptop here, so he must have been right up on the thing. Oh, you never know what you're going to see around here. Went for a walk with Arnie yesterday to do another video. People have been enjoying those by the looks of it, by the comments. So we went to do another one yesterday, and the freaking phone died. The phone died halfway through. So I was like, well, what do we do here, Arn? Like, do we go back to the house and charge it and then come back and try to do it again? So we just said, fuck it. We didn't do it, but we got some good... we got a couple good highlights out of it. The video actually had a really hot start, which I'll show you here in a sec. And Lucky showed up. But then the phone died. So maybe it just wasn't meant to be. I don't know. Hard to say. But I'll show you the video from yesterday. It's pretty funny. Arnie, it was peak Arnie. This is Arnie in all of his glory, that's for sure. So we started the video. I was just about to start it. And then Arnie came absolutely flying in. Watch how fast he's going here. And it was like it was a squirrel or something. I thought it was a bird or a bear or something. Oh, there. I didn't even see that before. You could see across the road right there. I did not see that till right now. I was wondering how the hell he saw it or what he was looking at. But yeah, there it is right there. So you can see Arnie. He almost caught the freaking thing too. Uh-oh. Arnie. He was right in there. What? Wow. What a start. Yeah, I didn't see that squirrel to the video. Well, we're not going to put the camera on me right now, that's for sure. Where are these dummies? Oh, it's a freaking squirrel. Guy just struts around like he owns the whole lake. Okay. So yeah, we had a good video yesterday. I'm going to talk about some of the stuff today, actually, on the show instead. But yeah, that was Arnie yesterday. Oh, my hair's getting long. My hair's getting long here. Need a cut. I've texted my hairdresser 3 times, or my barber, whatever you want to call them. And I need a little bit of wingage there. There we go. 3 times. Busy all 3 times. No room for Jor. No room for a cut. 21 Hats is here. Good morning, Jake. Is it really Friday? Yeah, it is. It felt like a long week, actually. I thought yesterday was Friday. Sats and Sunsets is here. Good morning, Sats and Sunsets. I should make that. Oh, God. I was like, oh, my God. I should scroll down just to make sure that my microphone's on. My sound's working. There we go. All right. Who else we got? Samantha's in both. Ginger's in both. Wow. What a crew. Let's go to Rumble. Let's go to Zap Stream. See what's going on over there. We should tell Noster that we're live today. We waited till 5 minutes before we ended yesterday. We're going to have a good show today. Hopefully you have a little bit of time this morning. I got the Ryder Cup on here, which I'm going to be just, kind of in and out of here as they go into the last 4 or 5 holes. Looks like a couple matches are going to be done right away. But I do have a little bit of time today. So we're going to hang out. We're going to hang out. Noster. How's Rumble doing today? How's Noster doing today? We're trying to slowly move everybody over from there to from YouTube. We're counting down the days on YouTube. Hate to say it, but we are. What is this? Episode 394? What did always got to check Sats and Sunsets Zap for the day to see what episode it is. I think it's 394. We're going to do 400. Then we're going to get out of here. We're going to find a new home. We're going to find a new home. Oh, I thought somebody sent a fat Zap. But it was to, it was something else for something else. Oh, okay. Well, something is weird about that. Anyways, Noster knows what's going on over on Noster today. Are we even live? Oh yeah, we're there. We're there. Letha zapped 20,000 sats. Said happy Friday. Letha. Wow. Letha, everybody was looking for you yesterday. Saying, where's Letha? Where's Letha been? I gotta get a piece of paper here. Oh shit, we got no pens. No, we always got pens. Letha. We're gonna give that 3 points for Letha. How about that? Thank you, Letha. I don't know where that went to, though. It didn't show up in Rizful. That's a little concerning. But some of them have actually been going to a different address. So I don't know what's going on. Hopefully it showed up somewhere. But anyways, thank you, Letha. Thank you very, 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 very much. Huge start to Fat Zap Friday today from Letha. Can always count on Letha to get the party started here. Ardman, good morning. Sora Satoshis is here. Cedar Sats. Wow, we got everybody here today. Cypher Sats. Love these 2 names. Cedar, Cypher. Great dudes as well. Good morning, Rumbler. Did you buy your share of cheap Sats today? Is it on sale? What is the price today? I didn't even look. I actually had to sell some Bitcoin yesterday, so I did look at the price. Of course, I chose yesterday to sell. The lowest in like a month. Frick. Oh, well, that's life. Yeah, it's not down that. That's actually what it was at when I looked last night. We'll take it, though. Do we think that Bitcoin's ever going to go below 100,000 again? I don't, personally. We got a good crew over on Noster, too. Samantha's over there. We got the great grandman all the way from Australia. Wow. Dom in the house. Good to see you, Dom. So Dom was actually one of my very first, I don't even know what you'd call them, friends? Noster friends? He's part of the 88 Sats, original 88 Sats community. He's from Australia. He's a golfer. And he was one of my biggest supporters when I started the Daily Bitcoin Journey. And actually, it was even before that. It was a podcast. I forget what it was even called. Beer and Orange Juice, I think. Wow. Good to see you, Dom. Thanks for coming by today. Yes, come on, Europe is right. We're cheering for Europe here. I didn't bet on them, but I almost did. But I just didn't want any stress. I just wanted to relax this weekend, so I don't need to be high blood pressure enjoying golf. We'll see. I might throw some on the line. I threw it out there on Nostr today. I said, if any Americans want to bet some sats, I'm game. So if there's any Americans listening to this right now that want to feeling courageous, feeling patriotic, throw some sats on your boys. I'll bet against you. We got the Hick. Jake is over there as well, and Edward's there too. Good morning, Nostr. Good to see everybody over there. Don't forget to hit that like button. That's right. And Scotty's here. Like Pusher 99 today is his name. Bull market is back, is it? Patrick's here. 21 Spiel Sats. Jor. Here we go. Boz is here too. Good morning from Espana. Holy shitski. Everyone's here today. Is there anybody that's missing? I don't know. BitBilly would be the only one that I can think of off the top of my head. I see Josh in the chat below. Letha's here. Duncan's here. Scotty's here. Everybody's here. Cypher's here. I don't know if Bad Gal B's here yet, though. There's Duncan. Give me lower prices, manipulated bull run. Yeah. No, what a shit show. Like it could, the environment could not possibly be more bullish in Bitcoin. And we're just like still below all-time high in gold. Beer and orange juice days. That's right. I wonder if those are still up. Those were actually some good episodes. I'm not going to lie. I'm not going to toot my own horn here, but for somebody who had never done a podcast before, those are actually decent podcasts. Okay. I'm still trying to figure out where Letha's Zap went. Anyways, I'm sure we'll track it down. Thank you, Letha. Again. We got a couple more here. Scotty sent one in. Dom sent one in. 420 sats. Thank you, Dom. Matt FRL sent a Tesla Zap 369. Sats and Sunsets 394. Love that for showing 394. So we got 6 left. 394, 395, 396, 397, 398, 399, 400. 7 left. What are you guys gonna fill your mornings with now? Other than listen to some dipshit and his dog talk about Bitcoin. VHF's here. Good morning, VHF. Looks like the feds are after him too. Yeah, no doubt. He looked like he was being chased from someone. By someone. Freaking lucky, man. Joe's here. Good morning, Joe. Hey, Joe, thanks for the zap yesterday to Arnie's wallet. Arnie got a new wallet today. Or sorry, the other day. We talked about it on the show. And it's a little bit easier to say. Arnie's new wallet is Arnie at rizful.com. So Joe sent a nice zap into Arnie's fresh wallet the other day. So if you do want to support the show, you can send to that, Arnie's new wallet. Arnie's got a nice little stash of sats. Everybody should be doing the same kind of strategy, though. Don't think of it as like a wallet. Don't think of it as like a checking account for a dog, like Arnie's ever going to have access to those sats or something stupid. It's not the point. The point is that's like his insurance. Because as pets get older, as kids get older, they get a little bit more expensive. And a lot of unexpected costs come up along the way. And if you can have a Lightning wallet for your kids, for your pets, for whatever you need, that's kind of like your insurance policy. And if you ever need to, something comes up, use that. So that's what we're building up for Arnie. And hopefully we'll never have to use it for anything crazy. And the nice thing about that is versus insurance is that if we don't end up using it for something like that, they still belong to us. Like insurance is such a fucking scam through and through. Life insurance, every kind of insurance, Absolute scam. You should never give somebody else your money to manage for you. And then if nothing goes wrong, which is what, you should be expecting in life, you still get your money. It's a scam. That whole system is just a fucking scam, head to toe. That's why we're leaving. Johnny Midas is here. The fiat cult, as we called it yesterday, the fiat cult, we're refugees. Think my dog is scared of squirrels. What kind of dog's that? Duncan. What kind of dog is that? J-Dog says, golf has got my attention, hoping for something good as the UK is sinking. Yeah, well, unfortunately, I don't think that golf is going to save the UK. But you can feel good for a couple days. Cannon's here. Cannon, good morning, buddy. Guy looks familiar. I think he's in the Maple Bitcoin community. Hey, there's Bad Gal B. Bad Gal B is here. Jaron says, hello out there. We're on the air. That's right. Start9 servers are back in stock. Wow. Okay. Good intel there, Sats and Sunsets. Man, if nothing, there's a lot of shit going on with the knots and core stuff right now. It's stupid. It's stupid. And I've lost a lot of respect for some people because of this. Not that they care, probably. But there is some stupid things going around right now. Look at that, back in stock, baby. But the one good thing that it has done for sure is it's taught a lot of people about the importance of running a node and how much power the node runners actually have. So they are back in stock for how long? I don't know. Would I go out of my way to buy one? I would. I did. If you're brand new to Bitcoin and you need more sats, then don't buy one. But if you have a decent amount of sats, if you have some extra cash kicking around, definitely worth your while. So get the Pure. These ones are back in stock now. The server Pure. It's $100 off right now. You get a lifetime membership free from Start9 if you need to, which is pretty good. And you can also, this is something I came across the other day. You can actually click into this and you can see a little comparison between the server 1 and the server Pure. And from an outsider's eye, these two don't really look that different. So if you want to save a couple $100, the server 1 is a pretty good option. Unless somebody out there in the chat has more information than me. But I don't know. I mean, if you're going for it, you might as well get the Pure. But at the same time, if you'd rather spend the extra $300 and buy Bitcoin, like your life probably won't be that much different. And then in a couple of years, if you want the Pure, you can always do that. But anyways, that is store.start9.com. I'll throw that in the chat there for you. And use the code 88SATS, 88 SATS, and you're going to get about $60 extra off of your purchase in addition to the 100 that's already off there. Holy, Scotty's getting shit kicked here. 5 down with 5 to play. Is it Dormy? Oh, that was a good shot, actually. Okay, Solar Satoshi says, talk about Visionaries a bit. Wondering if there's any way I can be helpful in the meantime. I don't think there's any way to be helpful in the meantime. What is the Visionary? So the Visionaries is going to be the next iteration of Living the Future, essentially, which has been a very solid community that's been built. That's going to be kind of the foundation for the Visionaries going forward. I know there's been a couple people drop off, whatever. But the Visionaries is going to be kind of a next step from this. And what's actually going to happen here is like the Living in the Future had a lot of Bitcoin stuff. It had a lot of personal growth stuff. It had a lot of like stoicism and Earl Nightingale, all these kind of things, all mixed into one. That was Living in the Future. The Visionaries is going to be through a Bitcoin lens. The focus isn't going to be Bitcoin. Like it's not going to be Bitcoin in the logo. There's not going to be Bitcoin in the name, in the headline, nothing. It's just going to be everything built around Bitcoin, but it's going to be a community focused on growth. That's what it is. Personal growth, supporting each other, growing a circular economy, meeting people in different countries. That's the Visionaries community. There's going to be some Bitcoin stuff in there. I'm going to have a couple of my courses available for people in there. And it's on a way better platform too. Like school is 10x what Patreon is. I'm really going to lean into school. I think that there's a lot of very positive things in school. I love that platform. It was actually part of my decision to just leave YouTube because we don't need YouTube anymore. I never had the intentions of having 1 million subscribers on YouTube. It was always starting a community, finding the right people, and building things. So Visionaries is going to be the next iteration of that through Bitcoin lens. Bitcoin Citadel, that's kind of going to be a fork here. So there's going to be 2 different school communities. If you're a visionary, you're going to get access to the Bitcoin Citadel, but they're going to be a little bit separate. Bitcoin Citadel is going to be 100% focused on Bitcoin education. So there's like 6 or 7 people in there that are going to be educators who are going to be posting content about a variety of different things: privacy, sovereignty, security, everything Bitcoin related. That's going to be in Bitcoin Citadel. So these are going to kind of run in tandem. They're going to be run similarly. And if you have access to one, Visionaries, you're going to have access to Citadel too. So it's just a good way to kind of break things up. It's hard to really capture everybody. If some people are here for Bitcoin, some people are here for, networking. So we're going to kind of fork them. It's going to be awesome though. Like the Visionaries community is going to be a lot of fun. It's yeah, I have a lot of very big plans for it. So yeah, I don't think I need any help right now. But yeah, you're basically going to have 2 options. So you're going to be able to pay through the school page. It's going to be the same price that's why I'm telling people within the next week or 2, if you want to be part of the Visionaries, I would suggest joining the Living in the Future community first, because they're going to get a very nice discount. Even if you just showed up this week, you're going to get transitioned over to the new community and you're going to save quite a bit of cash or sats, whatever you want to pay in. So again, Visionaries, both Visionaries and Citadel are going to be now switching from me running it to community ran and owned, both of them. So that was kind of the whole idea there, was that, Living in the Future was very successful, but it wasn't just me. It was the people within the community who made it what it was. Anytime somebody had a question in there was always somebody to jump in and help them with that. It wasn't always me. In fact, it was rarely me. So I was like, well, it doesn't really make sense that people are paying to be in this. They're paying their fees to be in this, and they're all going to me. I think that this should be a community-owned venture. Community built, grassroots movement. Visionaries is going to be very similar to the Orange Pill app. And actually, when I do my intro video, I'm going to compare the two. Visionaries, Orange Pill app. I think Visionaries is far superior to what Orange Pill app can offer for about 5 or 6 reasons that I'll say in the video. I'll share a couple now. Like the Visionaries community is going to be less expensive. The Visionary community is going to encourage people not to share their location until they've earned people's trust or they've gained other people's trust within the community. The Orange Pill app has the Zap feature, which is kind of cool, but we also have it with Nostr. We're going to be very in tune and sync with Nostr. So there's no real functionality there that Orange Pill app. That would kind of be the only thing that they would have over us. And then the Visionaries community is also going to have a lot of content to watch. Bitcoin related, growth related, stoicism related. It's going to be more content, more of a community focus, as opposed to just joining and messaging random people. It's going to be like a place to hang out for Bitcoiners. We're going to do meetups in person. This is just the very, very, very beginning of it all. I have a very long-term vision for the Visionaries community. And anybody who's been in the Living in the Future, they can attest to what we've been able to build in there so far. So I'm very excited for it. Very excited for it. What's the highest Zap you've got? I don't know, Bitcoin Kitty. Are you the CRA or what? Sats and Sunset said, I did send a 394 Zap to Jor. Yeah, it did. It did. I just didn't see Letha's. I don't know where Letha's went. A little concerning. Little concerning. Okay, wow, we got a couple fatties here though. Somebody sent in a 2750 manual DCA. So thank you for that. I don't know who that came from. Andrew sent in 1,000 sats with a heart. Thank you. That's very, very generous of you. And somebody sent in 30,000 sats and said, thanks for the Start9 promo code. Wow. Wow. Who was that? Sats and Sunsets? And then Bad Gal B sent in 8998. Cyphers. That's Cyphers Zap 8998. Said happy Fat Zap Friday from Bad Gal B. Thank you. Thank you. Nap says, been watching a lot of Jeff Booth content. Good. Do you know why Jeff says deflation is bad in a debt-based system? Why deflation is bad in a debt-based system? Do you know why Jeff says deflation is bad in a debt-based system? Well, in a debt-based system where they are able to create money and create debt. No, I don't know. I don't know the answer to that. Do you know why Jeff says deflation is bad in a debt-based system? So deflation is obviously when prices are coming down. Yeah, I don't know the answer to that. Should we ask AI? Oh boy, there goes my mouse. We're hand bombing the rest of the show. Woke up Arnie too. Why is deflation bad in a debt-based system, according to Jeff Booth? Wow, Americans making a bit of a charge here. Oh, gotta get my mouse. There we go. Okay, what's Perplexity say? Debt becomes harder to repay. Yeah, that makes sense. In a deflationary environment, the real value of debt rises as the money used to repay becomes more valuable. Yeah, so I mean that could never happen though in the fiat system because the money will never become more valuable. So I don't think we have to worry about that. This can lead to more defaults, bankruptcies, and financial stress across society. Yeah, so that makes sense, right? And on the flip side of that, if you think about it this way, the real value of debt is actually going to continue going down in Bitcoin. And that's why debt is so enticing right now. It's because think about a world where, so play this out a couple of years, let's say, because inflation's kind of just been going like this. They're lying about the numbers, obviously. There's no fucking chance that inflation is 2% on any measurement other than what they get to decide comes into the equation, goes out of it. Groceries, energy, we don't need those in there. They're not that important. But anyways, inflation, play this out a few years. It's been going up. So let's say that it's hard to believe that in a couple of years, $5 footlong from Subway went to $15. So it tripled the price. So in 10 years from now or 5 years from now, maybe a sandwich at Subway costs $40 or $30. So it would have 6x from there. So just like prices going up, but which sucks if you're living in fiat world. If you're earning fiat and you're saving in fiat, then life is getting harder for you in that system. Where a sub costs $40, your life, you're in a lot of trouble. But on the flip side, if you have Bitcoin there, which is basically the counter to everything like that, that's what Bitcoiners have experienced in the last couple of years, is that even though the prices in fiat are going up, because Bitcoin has a fixed supply, the the cost of it in Bitcoin terms keeps going down. Everybody's seen that visual of like the house going up in fiat, down in Bitcoin. Everything's like that. Everything's being repriced by Bitcoin right now. That's what's happening. So even though Bitcoin hasn't become like the official unit of account, it's already happening. We're living through it right now. So as subs go up in fiat, but actually come down in Bitcoin, that's the same as debt. Somebody has a line of credit or a mortgage out there, even though it's going up in fiat terms, let's say, it's actually coming down in Bitcoin terms. So your debt is actually becoming less and less expensive compared to Bitcoin if you're storing your wealth in Bitcoin. That's what's happening right now. So your goods are going down in Bitcoin. Your debt is going down in Bitcoin if you save in Bitcoin. If you don't, then you're fucked. Straight up. Like there's really no way to sugarcoat it. Good question though, Nav. Good little thought there today. Josh says, good morning, Rumble. I'm enslaved in the fiat system today, hey? Josh. Oh my God. Spent 3 hours in traffic yesterday getting home. Wow. Josh, you need to get the hell out of there, man. You need to join up with Cedar Sats. That's what you need to do. You need to join up with Cedar Sats. You need to join up with Jor. And we need to drink dirty pond water all day, catch fish, and drink cold beers and pond water. That's what you need to do. Sketchucations here from Ireland. Good morning. Good morning. Timber Crashers here too. Timber. Wow, there's lots going on in the Ryder Cup right now. DCA sent. There it is. Okay, so that was Cypher. Cypher, we got to get Bad Gal B on the board. Whoever sent the fat zap, please show yourself. Bad Gal B. Point on the board. Oh, he's gonna die. Can't have that happen. There we go. All right. Actually, believe it or not, I actually do have a lot of things to talk about today. Yeah, Lucky's always good for a laugh. Okay, I'm going to get through these comments though first because I don't want to fall behind. I want to stay up to date. Duncan says, I got a Dashund, who's old and scared of everything. That's fair. Arnie's scared of humans unless they come in unexpectedly. But anybody who wants to pet him, he's like, nah, I'm good. Jaron, Core wants to reverse the V30 op return mistake. What? I don't know about that. I didn't see that anywhere. Solar says, Knots versus Core will go down in history as a necessary awakening to node runners and the importance of community vote. Amen. That's what I said yesterday, actually. I posted about something like that on Nostr, something similar to that. Not quite that, obviously. I'm not going to steal your words. But basically what I said was this is going to be the first. I'm actually really excited for the release of V30, which sounds kind of crazy, but I want to see what happens. I want to see how many people actually update their node to be V30, because as we're talking about here today, all warfare is based on deception. And people can kind of, with big platforms, they can make it feel like everybody's doing this or everybody's doing that, but you never really know. It's like an election. It's like the election that happened a couple of years ago where you had one person out there who had stadiums full of people, citizens lined up down the block for miles. And you're like, okay, well, that looks like a pretty clear-cut winner to me, because this other dipshit over here, he's standing there with a couple of his coworkers, and then there's like 12, 13, 14 people in circles watching his speech. So you're like, I'm guessing that guy's going to win this election. But then, of course, it comes out that, no, maybe not, because we're never able to see the actual results. I said this is going to be the first election in my lifetime, even though it's not an official election, but this is going to be the first election in my life history where we can actually see the results without having to trust anybody else. We can see how many people updated their node to Core 30. We can see how many people decided not to. We can see how many people are running NOTS nodes. And we don't have to, there's no CNN or CBC that's going to come on the air and say, this is who won. Call it a night. Go home. Don't ask any questions. So I'm excited for that. I think there's going to be, my prediction, there's going to be a lot of people very surprised of how few people are actually running Core 30. Because it seems to me like, other than a small group of people who have like a large following, everybody else is either running NOTS or they're not updating their node. And so far, it's made, even though NOTS has gone from 0 to 21 in like a very short time, it's still like the smoke screen that Core is still the one. But we're going to see how many people aren't actually going to update their nodes to V30. And I think there's going to be a lot of people who feel pretty stupid on the other side of this thing. Yeah. What happened to me? Hey, Patty P's here. Patty P, I don't know if you're still here or not. This was a while ago, but good morning, Patty P. Good to see you. Intel management system is a backdoor into your computer. Yeah, probably. Go with that. Go under that assumption and you're probably going to be fine. Okay, I got to get Arnie's off there. We need some for Jor here. Arnie's time has come. He doesn't care. 5 up. They're still playing. Wow. Oh yeah, we're coming down to the last few holes here, so I'll be a little bit distracted, a little bit less distracted here soon. Bryson for birdie. I actually thought about doing a stream today, watching the Ryder Cup. I didn't know how many people would be interested in that, though. Bryson for birdie. Is he going to make it? Oh, it's a long one. Very long one. Arturo. Wow, look at this. Somebody's fired up about Friday. Happy Friday, Jor. Let's fucking go. All caps. Love to see that. Duncan, DCA sent via Zap Stream. Thank you, Duncan. See what's going on here. I'll see how we're making out for Fat Zap Friday today. All right, so I see 2 DCAs were sent. I only see 1 has been received, though. I'm getting kind of nervous here about what's happening. But I did receive Josh's. Josh, I got you, man. Okay, so Letha zapped another 50 sats and said, sending another. I don't see that one either, Letha. But there has been a couple of instances lately where they go to my other one that I had hooked up before. But we'll see. I actually got to go get a charger for this computer here in a couple minutes, so I'll grab that other phone as well, and we'll double check that those came through, Letha. I don't want to leave you hanging here. Birdie to win the match. John Rahm. Okay, and Josh sent in 8,888 sats, although it didn't show up in Zapstream, but it did show up in Wristful, so I don't know what the hell's going on here. There's a couple wires crossed, it seems. Anyways, Cannon says, I sent a 420 Zap, LMAO, Blaze Up Friday, go Phillies. Where was that to, Cannon? Go Phillies. Hey, Jen's here. Hands off my mail too. Good morning, Jen. And Ian's here. Holy cow. Sats and sunsets. I saved 58.45 using your Start 9 promo code. Thought I would return the favor. Also got 48K sats back for using my fold card. Damn. Okay, so that was sats and sunsets. So we're going to give that one 5 points. Because actually, you know what? We're giving 6. Because also updated running a node. Upgrading in life. 6 points you just earned there, sats and sunsets. Thank you. And we're drawing for 100K sats next week for that draw. 100K. That might be a record. That might be a record. And we actually got a lot of people who are on the board there. No, he missed it. He missed it. You idiot. Justin Thomas sucks to suck. I think the only I like Scotty. I like Scotty, but I love Bryson. Other than that, I could probably do without the rest of the Americans there. But look at this list here. Everybody here is entered in for the 100K sats. It's a nice looking list there. So we got Josh. We're going to bump up Josh, 23. Thank you, Josh. We're going to give Sats and Sunsets 6. So 18. That's a big move. Samantha, Letha, we're going to give 3 to. So Letha moves up. Bad Gal B. And I think that's it. All righty. 11, 11, 12. So we got to move Todd and Sats and Sunsets. But everybody's here. Everybody here is a shot. And this is just the beginning of it. This is just the first challenge. We're going to do a lot of these contests coming up for Sats, for other things. And you will not lose your points. So they do not reset every time we do a contest. Keep that in mind. So Cedar Sats got 32 after this contest. Even if he wins, he's still going to have 32 for the next one. So this is all about this, supporting the channel here. We have 0 sponsors. We have 0 ads. And we are 100% community run. And so it's fitting that our Visionaries community is going to be owned and operated by the community. That's what it's all about. That's what it's all about. So thank you, Sats and Sunsets. Locks Guy says, Pastor George spreading the good word. Good morning, Locks Guy. Good morning, Locks Guy. Macro says, just my opinion, but the fight on YouTube is more rewarding than just moving everything to Rumble, as choosing the harder path usually is. The uneducated on YouTube, Rumble is an echo chamber. It's a good point. It's a valid point, and that's exactly what's kept me here on YouTube for so long, honestly. But I've just had enough. I've had enough. And I don't want to be fighting with YouTube. I don't want to say too much because I'm obviously still going to keep my channel. I'm still going to be sharing videos to YouTube, but I'm just not going to do my live streams on there because I don't know, it just goes in line with everything else that we're doing here. Is like, how can I come up here every day and say, hey, use Noster instead of Twitter when I'm using Twitter myself mostly? Or how could I say, hey, use Noster, use Zapstream when I'm streaming every day on YouTube? We get to vote every day with our actions. And yes, it's going to be a little bit harder for people to open up a different app than they're used to, different colors, different buttons, might lag a little bit. But that's the stuff that matters. That's really the stuff that matters. That's your vote in life. So we can't just keep shitting on things, but continuing to use them. It just doesn't make any sense. It's so hypocritical. So yes, it's going to be hard. Yes, I'm going to lose a decent amount of, potential discovery, money, but it's worth it to me. It really is. And I wouldn't be doing it if it wasn't. So it might be a stupid move, for a week, for a month, for 6 months, for a year even. But I do think that it's going to be the right move at the end of it. So basically what my plan is here, and I'll give a little bit of inside info here. My plan is to continue streaming. It's going to be a little bit different show. It's not going to be the same kind of structure. I'm going to have a slightly different format for it, which I'm excited for. I'm going to do it on Rumble. I'm going to do it on Zapstream. And then I'm going to post the video into school after for people to watch who can't see the live stream. So if people don't want to use Rumble, that's fine. Like, I'm not going to force people to use Rumble. If people want to watch for free in the morning, like, I'm not trying to set up a paywall. You can't pay and you can't watch a show unless you pay. Like, I want to have that option there. I'm just tired of everything that YouTube does. It's exploitive. It really is. And don't get me wrong, like they do a really, really solid job of discovery and like pushing out small creators to different people. But like they rob people. They rob people and they have the ability to shut you off in a second. So even if 80% of your stake is in YouTube and that goes down, you're fucked. So I want to flip it. Right now, 80% of my stake's in YouTube and 20% of my stake is elsewhere. And I want to flip it to be 80% elsewhere and 20% on YouTube. So again, I know there's going to be people saying, hey, Jory, you're a dummy. That was a stupid move in the short term. But everything that we do here in Bitcoin is not for tomorrow. It's for a year from now or a cycle from now or a decade from now. So we'll see. There's a lot of different reasons too. Like I'm actually going to take all of my, I'm not going to say it actually. I'm not going to say it. What I will say is that you are, if you do enjoy the show, if you want to, support the show, if you want to be part of the community, I would strongly suggest joining the Patreon this week. That's what I would say. Strongly consider joining the Patreon. You can join for the $5 tier per month, and it's going to be transitioned over to the school here soon. So that's what I'd say. That's the advice that I'll give you. You don't have to, obviously. It's your decision. But if you want to keep watching the show, if you want to have access to everything that we have here, and the community on school is going to be really, really helpful, I think, for a lot of people. 2,500 sats came in through the airwaves. Thank you, Ian. I'm guessing that was Ian. Ho! Arn. Okay, so yesterday I missed a couple zaps. So Bill sent in a 6102 attack. Thank you, Bill. Cedar sent in a row of boobs said buy some creamer for that pond water. Paulie D sent one in this morning for 888. Thank you, Paulie D. And 420, I see it there. Looks like from Canon. And then Jen. I'm pretty sure this was Jen. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, that's a big one, Jen. Thank you. Jen's going on the board. Wow. Arnie, say thank you, Jen. Hey, Arnie. I don't know. What's your opinion? Actually, no, I don't care. Sorry. Don't give your opinion. Cancel that. I don't care. I'm going rogue here. It's going to be more rewarding though. It is. Like I really want to focus my energy on school's a big one. I think that school is going to actually be the new YouTube. Can we write that down? School is going to be the new YouTube. It's not going to be Rumble. I don't think Rumble has a chance to overtake YouTube. I think school does. It's awesome on there. It's awesome. You can interact with other Bitcoiners. One of the biggest drawbacks to being a Bitcoiner is just the lonely feeling that you have. Most people in their life don't have a single soul that they can talk to about Bitcoin. Plus, the other thing too is like there's so many things to be aware of in Bitcoin, different hacks going on, different vulnerabilities, different things to watch out for, tips, resources, all these things. It's very hard to navigate on your own. Very hard. I know because I did it myself and it's not good. I paid $500, I think, when I first got into Bitcoin. It might've been $400 US. And we've talked about this before. Somebody said it was, they knew the community that I'm talking about, but I paid $400 just to watch some guy do something on a video. Didn't get to talk to anybody. Didn't get to talk to the guy himself. I just got access to a couple of videos of how to do this and how to do that. 400 US. So, I'm not in the business of ripping people off, or we're not now. It's a community thing, but it's powerful. This stuff is going to make a big, big difference going forward for anybody out there, whether you're a business owner or not. We want to support each other through and through. I'm going to be promoting small businesses within the community on the shows for free. And that's what I want to do. That's the whole reason for this. It was never Clearly, it was never about the paycheck from YouTube to me. So, as like I said in the post yesterday, as Odell would say, YouTube can fuck themselves. What? I know what YouTube's listening to, and that's the other thing that I hate. That's the other thing that I hate, that I have to watch what I say. Because YouTube's listening to everything. Hey, YouTube. Bits of Sage. At $27 an hour, I make about 27,000 sats per hour before taxes in my area. 24,000 sats per hour. So you're obviously in, based on that math, you would either be in US or the UK. That'd be my guess. Oh, 2 flag? What? 3 flags on the board for Europe. Wow. Europe's taken over. Bottom of the Bitcoin morning. Bitcoin nurse, good morning. Cedar says, Josh, you can operate the crane to haul the huge fish up to the boat. No MB today. Yeah, there is. There is. Why do you say that? AV. Arn Bagarns is here in the flesh today, sleeping. Arn, you want to say hi to everybody? They're looking for you. Hey. Hey. See his ears moving? That's one of my favorite parts about Arnie, is that he's looking at you, but he puts his ear like backwards because he wants to hear something in a different room. And then you talk to him and he pushes it forward to hear you, and then goes back to listening to whatever else he was doing. Jen sent you 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I got her. Thank you, Jen, very much. That is very, very, very generous of you. And you got, I think you had your name on the board before too, but you got a couple points now. Bits of Sage, are you a whole coiner? I've answered this question dozens of times before, and my answer will not change. Number one, I actually don't even know. When I first started my YouTube channel, I was pretty particular with what I was doing with, where my Bitcoin was over here, where it was. But ever since then, I've just been in accumulation mode. So anything that goes to my cold storage, it rarely gets spent. Rarely. I do have to spend some this week because I have a couple big bills to pay coming up. But for the most part, once I send it to cold storage, it's there forever. And I don't have like a spreadsheet. I don't have a tracker or anything keeping track of it all. I don't know. I have no idea. I could be close. I could be over. I could be way off. I have no idea. But even if I knew, there's no chance in hell that I would tell you. And I think that that's the most, we see all these different security tips and threats and vulnerabilities. The best thing that you can do as a Bitcoiner is just shut your mouth. Don't ever tell any person on this planet how much Bitcoin you have. Don't even give them an approximate amount. That's going to be the best thing that you can do for your own personal safety. Don't tell a soul. Just shut your mouth. Nobody needs to know. And as humans, we have this psychological thing in our brains where once somebody hears how much money you make or how much money you have in the bank or whatever that is, they'll never forget that. So if you tell somebody that you have 20 million sats today, it might not seem like a big deal. They might not really think too much about it, but they're never going to forget that. And then in a decade from now, when that 20 million sats is worth 10, 20, 30x what it is today, they're going to remember that. And they're going to have a couple beers and they're going to tell this person, hey, Bits of Sage had 20 million sats back in 2025. I wonder what he's worth now. And then they're going to tell somebody else, and then it spreads. And even though it might not be accurate, you might have sold those sats, you still have a very unnecessary target on your back that you did to yourself. So that's what I would say. Don't ever tell anybody how much Bitcoin you have. Kev Keith, in the flesh. Sorry, Josh, I see your comments here, but the Ryder Cup's in the way. Although it looks like the U.S. is going to win the last match here. Okay, but anyways, Josh says, I'd love to escape the fiat slave system, but I'm a crane operator. Cranes cost $1 million to own. If I was an electrician or a plumber, I could easily start my own business out of the back of a van. So 3-hour commutes in liberal-centered Toronto seems to be my fate. Josh, I would say, yeah, that's fair. That's fair. And it sounds like based on your specific skills there that you probably get paid pretty well for that, which is good because then you can convert that into sats and really prepare for the future. But I'm guessing, and I don't think there's a chance that I'm wrong about this. September 26, 2035, Josh will be living in the woods somewhere. Maybe before that. I think that's worst case. Maybe not even in the woods, just in a small town, fishing, hunting, drinking beer, drinking swamp water. That's my guess. Actually, that's for everybody here. Every single person who's watching the show today, 2035, you won't be working unless you have to, if you do things properly. If you're fucking around, if you're playing with treasury companies, if you're holding your sats on a ledger, you might not be. But anybody who does this properly, takes this seriously, is going to be retired in 10 years from now. I guarantee it. You might not be retired. You'll probably still be working because you want to. You want to do things that, add purpose and fulfillment to your life. But I guarantee it. We like Scotty. We love Scotty. Stripes is here. Good morning, Eatable Zebra. Hope everyone is enjoying their Friday. We're having a time here, man. Buck 52. Ayo. Good morning, Buck 52. We're watching Europe shit kick the Americans here. Although it looks like Shantley, that's a good name, actually. Shantley, we're going to call him that. 2 up. Oh, they're only on hole 12, though. So Europe might get all 4 points this morning. Daisy sending humble sats to Arnie. That is not humble sats, Paulie. Those are very, very, very meaningful. Every single sat, other than the ones. The ones piss me off. But anything more than one sat is very meaningful to me. One's kind of a slap in the face, as Jen knows. Every time I see a 1 in there now, I just assume it's Jen. Ian, I did. Yes. Thank you, my friend. Go Scotty. Go Scotty. You can do it. You can do it. Everyone loves Scotty. That's a good name. I like that one. Kenan says, the communities are dope, man. Definitely got me wanting to record a Pleb Talk vid and share it with school. That's what I'm talking about, man. Like I guarantee you there's going to be so many good things built. It might not happen in the first 3 months. It might not happen in the first year even. But the people who are in the Living in the Future community today, soon to be visionaries, there's going to be a lot of really good things that stem from that. There already is, but there's going to be even more. And I have a couple really specific goals that I want to get to within the next couple of years, not in terms of like member size, but member quality for a couple different reasons. We're going to have so many different unique things in there that can't be done anywhere else. And you're going to have to put in some proof of work too. So I would say if you are considering joining a community, something like Living the Future or the Visionaries community, I wouldn't wait, because you cannot shortcut Bitcoin. You cannot shortcut time. You cannot shortcut proof of work. And a lot of things in the future are going to be based on proof of work, which means it won't matter how many sats you have. It won't matter how much you're paying for your membership fee. It's going to matter how long you've been there and what kind of relationships and interaction you've had with other members. So there is no better day than today to join. So I put those in the chat there. And for anybody who's watching this video afterwards, I'm going to put that Living in the Future link right at the top of the pinned comments here. If you do plan on joining the Visionaries, if you don't, then don't worry about it. But you're going to get a much better rate if you come from the Living in the Future community. I shouldn't have told people that, but whatever. If I zapped for lifetime Visionaries, am I good? Just wait? Yes. Yep. Just wait. That's right. Jen says, Jor, I think it's a shepherd thing. Nico does it too, where he turns his ears backwards to listen. It's crazy. I think foxes do that too. They have like solar hearing. No, not solar. What's it called? Sonic? No. It's something like that. Soul. I want to look now. So this tough thing about living in the information age is that you don't really think too much anymore. It's just like, oh, I can't think of something in 1 second. Okay, I'm going to look it up. Sonar. I think it's sonar. That was close. What is it called when? I think it's sonar. No, maybe not. Maybe I made that up. What's sonar? Is that even a word? Is that a word? Oh, yeah. Okay. I'm not way out to lunch here. Here it is. Sonar refers to the process of using sound waves to detect and okay, yeah. That's what I was thinking of. So that's not what I was wrong, but it's still a thing. Are you sure his name is Arnie? No doubt. His real name is what's his real name? This guy from Suits. He came from a Suits litter. His sister's name was Donna. His brother's name was Harvey. And his name was Lewis. This is Lewis Litt in the flesh. I would say that he's he might be kind of like Lewis, actually. Anyways, I got to charge my laptop here. I only have 11%. So I'm going to get that phone that Letha sent the Zap to. I'm going to make sure that that's went through. So just give me like, I don't know, 20 seconds here. I'll be right back. Time. That's how my dad would always get us to do things for him. Boys, go do this for me. I'll time you. I'll see how long it's going to take you. Good trick. Got us every time. But anyways, I do have some good news to share here. We got our charger so we can keep the show going a little longer. And the second one here is that Letha's Zap came through. So, and her second one too. I don't know why that would happen, Letha. All the other ones came to Risfall. Year 2 came to my old address there. But that's happened a couple times now. So it must be a routing issue somewhere along the way. No idea. Don't know how to explain it, but the good news is that we got it. So thank you, Letha. All right, what am I missing here? Cypher says, I agree, Jor. Once sats hit cold storage, they do not move. Bingo. Just say it was too risky and you sold it all. Yeah, that's a good point. That's what people should be doing. You know, that's a good point, $1.52. Honestly, like if you're worried that you might have leaked too much information, take a very methodical approach to it. And I mean, right in line with what the show's called today, all warfare is based on deception. You know, you don't want to do it probably to your wife or your spouse, but you know, just come up with a plan. Say, this is what happened. I lost it, or I locked myself out, or I sold it. And you know, don't make it too obvious. You have to think it through, be strategic about it. But yeah, there probably is a way to reverse it still before you get to that point. Campfire hot dogs and cold beers. That's right. Cypher says, keep pocket change sats on the side and a hot wallet for spending if you need to. Yes. Jan, I only sent you ones the first time. And I knew it was you too. So it didn't bother me at all. And it's not like anything really bothers me, but, you know, it's just funny. I would never be mad. That's the thing too that I mentioned the other day, where I actually withdrew my sats from Bitcoin Snake, 1 sat. That's how much I value these things. I withdrew 1 sat from the Bitcoin Snake game. Okay, so we got Josh says, wife won't move. She won't take on an adventure. It sucks. I'm from Thunder Bay originally, so I'd have no issues moving and going to the country. Love it and miss it. Well, never say never, Josh. And Letha says, woohoo, yes. Thank God those came through, Letha. That would have been detrimental to the program today. Class Coder. We got a salute. We got the US. We got a heart. We got a maple leaf. We got a lock. We got snow. And we got lightning. I get all of those except for the snow. I don't know what that means. Is that supposed to be winter's coming? Is that supposed to be zaps like cocaine? I don't know. 1 sat slapper 99. Okay, yes, thank you guys. Thank you, everybody. Sounds like a word. Okay. Sonar is just like radar, but uses sound instead of light. That's a good explanation there. Maybe the snow is cold storage. You're probably right. Hey, Josh. Good morning, Josh. Probably right. Sonar moves sound waves in a straight line. It bounces back to a straight line of sight of the device. Gotcha. Ready, set, stack. All right. Well, it's been an hour. I had like 30 different things that I wanted to talk about today. And we'll start with a couple of them. Okay? Send. Somebody sent in 88 sats as well and said, test from the new wallet. It worked. So thank you. The 88 sat support Zap. Thank you for that, whoever that was. I missed Mark here too. Mark sent in 21 sats. Missed that. Thank you, Mark. Okay. So we're going to start with this one. This one's just a good laugh, just a good LOL for the day. It's actually from Turning Point USA. So shout out Turning Point USA. It says, imagine stealing 50% of everyone's money via taxes and inflation and still being 37 trillion in debt. I'm pretty sure it's 38 trillion in debt now. It's really hard to put into words how fucking insane that is. Like, where did it all go to? I think we have a couple ideas, of course, but I don't think we understand the magnitude of how much money went away from us. It is absolutely sickening. It is sickening. And, you know, I brought this up for a laugh, but like, it's really not funny. It's really not funny at all. And so, you know, if you need a reason, I don't know if we do or not, but if you need a reason to stack as hard as you possibly can and never let go of those sats and fight to protect those, take the time, take on the responsibility, do everything that you need to do to make sure that your family has those sats forever and you're not going to fuck this up, because you have the ability to change everything. You watching this here today, you have the ability to change everything. I'm sure most people understand that, but there's probably some that don't. This is what we're fighting against here. This is the war that's happening. The title of today's show is All Warfare is Based on Deception. There's been a war going on for a very long time now. And the war is not guns or bombs or grenades or nukes. It's lies. It's information. It's keeping people in the dark so they go along with this bullshit. And there's so many things that happen. It's just over and over and over again, nonstop. And somebody left a message on my YouTube today. I want to bring that up here quickly. I feel like it's kind of fitting right now. But somebody left a message, and I started thinking about this a little bit this morning. I didn't really know exactly where I was going to go with it. But here it is. This is the comment here. See if I can make it a little bit bigger. It's from Scott. Can I zoom? No, YouTube won't let me zoom. Anyways, this is from Scott. And Scott said, Jor, I'm impressed that you had the mental clarity to immediately deduce 2 weeks ago that Charlie Kirk was taken by blank. I didn't want to believe it at first, but everything I see now is pointing that way. You were the first person I knew to confidently say it was another sophisticated inside job. How do I get on your level? Cheers. And I thought about that a little bit. And I don't know. I don't really know an answer to how do you get on my level. I mean, kind of the best place to start, honestly, and this is going to sound probably too simple, is that just assume everything that they tell you is a lie. Just assume that. That's your starting point. Everything you see on CNN, lie. Everything you see on CBC, lie. Everything you see on Twitter from a big account that has a bunch of boosts, lie. Just start there. And honestly, 98% of the time, you're going to be right, which is fucking crazy. Why? Because think through this. Think through this. We just looked at that picture there, which I was going to bring up as just kind of a joke. But when you actually think of this through a first principles standpoint here, if this is true, that the people who are stealing this money, 50% of everyone's money via taxes, and still are $38 trillion in debt, if they're still trying to keep people like you and me in the dark, what are they going to do? They're going to lie. Why? What would be in their interest? If this truly is, if this is the war that's happening right now, I know there's a bunch of different wars going around everywhere, like real wars, fake wars, information wars, this versus that. There's a lot of that going on. But the main one here is truly good versus evil and people like us versus the people who steal. The producers versus the leeches. And so if that's true, if you agree with me there, we're at war against them, the leeches. And if you're a leech and you pay for all these media companies, would it be in your best interest to tell everybody the truth? Tell the story like it happened? Keep everybody perfectly informed and up to speed about what's going on in the world? Or would it make sense to lie and distract and create narratives and pin me versus you instead of producers versus leeches? Of course, when you think about it that way, it wouldn't make any sense for them to tell us the truth about anything. That's the warfare. All warfare is based on deception. They're at war with us. They don't want us to wake up and realize that they've been stealing for us for 112 fucking years. That's the war happening right now. There's a bunch of parties involved, but that's at the core of what's happening right now. And so if you agree with me there, then it would make the most sense that they would just lie about everything. And so therefore, why would you ever take anything that they tell you at face value? They tell you that somebody shot a guy, disassembled the gun, jumped off the roof, assembled the gun, jumped into the woods, left it there, and moved on with his day. Like, are you fucking stupid? Unfortunately, most people are. And it's not their fault. It's not their DNA that made them stupid. It's since the day they were born, they've been lied to about everything. That is the fiat cult. That's what we've been talking about this whole week. The fiat cult. It is like leaving a cult. And once you escape that, you see everything differently. And I know we shouldn't be wasting time focusing on that system. That's another, message that I try to put out here. But it's like, I don't know. So I think that that's a pretty good place to start, is just assume that everything you see, everything that somebody else tells you, just consider that to be a lie. Start there. It's sad. It's sad that that's how we have to operate, but that's what it is. And it was the exact same. If you went back to the show that I did right after Trump got shot in the ear, you go back and watch. It wasn't a week from then. It was the next day. And I said, this whole story is full of nonsense. There's no way that the most powerful man on the planet would let some dipshit 100 yards away on a roof of all places take a shot at him. Absolutely no way. Like you don't have to spend a bunch of time connecting the dots. You know that meme where it's like there's pin over here and there? You don't have to do that. Like, just think about things logically. I know it's hard. I know it is. And it's nobody's fault. It's by design. This whole thing is by design because all warfare is based on deception. And we are at war. So that was the first one. Woosah. Woosah, right? Oh, yeah, what else? What did I miss here? Buck52 says, my teenage daughter texted me yesterday saying she bought some sats on Cash App. Free $10 when she bought $10 worth. Nice. That's got to be a proud feeling, I would say. I can't verify that myself, but that's got to be a pretty proud feeling. Look at this. We got 1776. Said Arn, have a patriot, Charlie Kirk Zap. R.I.P. Charlie Kirk. 1776. Thank you. And somebody said 2,000 sats. Not somebody, the Bitcoin nurse. And said, tell it like it is, Jor. I mean, we don't really have a choice not to. We don't. Would you consider getting George Bodine on the show? Yes, absolutely. I love that guy. Big fan. Big fan. I'm going to have guests on the show. That's going to be part of the new Visionaries segment. And I won't give away too much. Can you give a quick overview of all your community and their focus? Yes, absolutely. Actually, Arnie and I were pretty hard at work last night. We were working till about 10 p.m. last night. And what I was doing was I was getting Maple AI to actually help me design things and structure things. And it was funny. And I'm actually going to put this in the intro video for the Visionaries community. But it said, and actually I want to share this with you because this is important, and it's going to be in the video too. So you'll probably hear me say it again, but I do want to give you just an idea of like what the focus is going to be here. Hopefully I can find it here. So if I go to, I want to make sure I get this right. Sorry. Just give me a second. Maple AI, I think it's using ChatGPT, but it's all done in a encrypted manner. So ChatGPT isn't scraping my information here or my everything. But anyways, it is absolutely incredible what these things are capable of right now. Like, so I want to share this with you because there was a couple different things here where it said, looking for like the mission, all that kind of stuff. And I want to share it with you. Man, there's a lot of info here. Damn. Wish I had access to this on the computer. It'd be a hell of a lot easier. Fuck. It's a lot here. We're busy last night. Here it is. Okay. Here it is. So basically I had to come up with our core values for the Visionaries community, right? And so the core values, I'm going to share them here. Oh, it won't let me scroll over. Oh, there we go. Okay. So the core values that I came up with here, and I'm going to share this in the video just so people are pretty clear of what's going on here. But the core values were number 1, integrity, showing up, doing what you say, building for future generations. Number 2 is respect. We're all human beings on the same team. Number 3 is trust. Building a future without middlemen requires trust and reputation. Number 4 is agility. Stay open-minded and adapt to new information as it comes. Number 5, patience. Having a low time preference, willing to delay gratification, grow trees for shade we may never sit under. Pretty good, eh? Me and Arnie were buzzing last night. And then it said, what's your brand personality? Choose cultural figures to anchor the vibe. And so here's what I had. Kid Rock, Charlie Kirk, Satoshi Nakamoto, Ayn Rand, and Marcus Aurelius. Pretty perfect, honestly. I'm pretty excited to see what this whole thing's going to spit out for me and what we can do with it. But that's what it is. It just, there's never been more of an important time in history, I think, to form together, to band together. And part of we've talked about a couple different things between Alan Watts and seeing things before other people see them and the challenge with that. We've talked about the leaving the fiat cult and what that looks like, how lonely that could be. And so what this is a community owned, community ran place for people to hang out, share ideas, collaborate on things, kind of create a circular economy in different parts of the world. It's going to grow into something big. And just like I said, with living in the future, the earlier you're there, the more you're going to be rewarded in the future for it, in a lot of different ways. But the main one being just having proof of work within that community. Because in school, it's kind of cool. You can get different levels. So based on how much you contribute to the group, how much engagement you get different levels. So you start at level 1, I think you go all the way down to level 20, whatever that is. But that's kind of an illusion. Those are illusionary levels. That's what school places on what's important and what's not. The real levels that you're going to go up are meeting people, interacting with people, helping people, getting help from people, engaging with things, and growing trust with other members. That's going to be the real levels. And the more you go up that chain, the more opportunities and options that you're going to have in the future. Because you have to remember, the people who are here right now watching this stream, in the chat, in the communities, we're going to have a shitload of economic power in the future. We're going to have a shitload of influence in the future. Even though the world's telling us it's not worth that yet, we know it is. We know where this is going to. And when you have all these different people in different parts of the world with this influence and wealth, we're going to build a lot of really cool things. So that's kind of the focus there, really. Hope that makes sense. Who asked that? Cannon. Hopefully that made sense. Hopefully you get a good visual of what we're going with here. I do want to put I had Ayn Rand in there. I was going to say I want to have a woman in there because it's not going to be just a men's thing. It's going to be for women and men, Bitcoiners. Pretty much the criteria to be a visionary is you got to have one sat. If you don't have one sat, we don't want you. Find a different one. Japan's debt is around 10 trillion USD. Not close to 38 trillion there, Scotty. But yeah, I mean, in comparison, that is pretty big. Sir Haxalot says, I love the clip of Elon stating the government can't be fixed. It can't. Government's dying. And we need to organize. And that's what we're trying to do here. Oh, wow. They're tied up now. The match is tied. 5 to go. VHF says, I don't know who killed Kirk or how they did it. All I know is the narrative and what are being told is not the truth. Whether that's malicious or to hide incompetency, I don't know. Yep, Nav, I know. I see it there. I know. Samantha says, yes, everything they say, just assume the opposite is true. I've been going by that for a decade, over a decade. People would not listen. It's frustrating, isn't it, Samantha? Bad Gal B says, every time I hear the UK ladies say that the digital ID is great and not to monitor people. Yeah, exactly. UK's, Canada's not too far behind, but UK's in some trouble. Cedar says, for the past decade, Tucker has always been a pretty solid source of good questions to ask yourself about things going on in the world. I agree. I'm a big fan of Tucker. Big fan. It's all a lie and all a scam. Since birth, we are fed BS. Yes. Now it says, saw a high school buddy trying to orange pill him for years and he didn't listen, obviously. Also tried to red pill him on other things. Called me a conspiracy theorist. He said there's 3 genders. Yeah, don't waste your time, Nav. Complete waste of time. Cedar says, if Kid Rock landed number 1 on your list, you should really watch him, John Daly, and Tucker have a fun sit-down chat in the barn. I heard you had a TCN subscription. Hey, you know what, Cedar? The funny thing about that is I got an email from TCN one day and I'm like, you know what? I'm going to go watch that interview that Cedar was talking about. So I'm looking through Tucker's videos, like the full listing of them all. And I didn't see it on there. I don't know if it was just on a different page or I was looking in the wrong spot. But I ended up watching a conversation with Tucker and, oh, what's that dipshit's name from Texas? He's a fake Republican, owned by the same group of people. Fuck's his name? He's a Bitcoiner too, I think, actually. Ted Cruz. So I watched them, and that was quite the interview actually itself. So maybe I just got to look a little bit harder. Kid Rock landed at the top, not because of his like political views, but just because he's like, you know, it's rock and roll. Bitcoin itself to me is very punk rock, very rock and roll, very like against the machine kind of thing. And he was just kind of the poster boy that popped up in my mind for that. So it has nothing to do with like him shooting beer bottles of Bud Light or anything like that, or voting for whoever. It's just Bitcoin's very rock and roll. So I wanted to say that without actually saying Bitcoin, because the whole Visionaries, the idea with Visionaries is that we don't want to paint it as like a Bitcoin community. It's going to be the anchor to everything. We're going to look at everything through a Bitcoin lens. There's going to be a lot of Bitcoin content in there, but it's not going to be like promoted as a Bitcoin community, because I want people who are focused on like sovereignty, privacy, freedom, growth, self-improvement, stoicism, all these different things. I want their attention. And I feel like if you put Bitcoin, the logo, Bitcoin, the name, they're going to be like, oh, there's going to be a bunch of crypto bros in here. But they're going to join, and then they're going to see all the things that are going on, and they're going to say, hey, what's this Bitcoin thing? Maybe all these people who are kind of like on the same frequency as me, they're all talking about Bitcoin. So it's like a Trojan horse kind of thing to get the people who aren't into Bitcoin yet, but who are Bitcoiners, which is a lot of people. Just saying Japan's dead is small. Okay, yeah, I got you. But I mean, in comparison, like what's the size of Japan compared to the US? I think Japan's pretty small. So to have a 10 trill, I mean, that's the other thing too, is like 20 years ago, the US debt, what was it? 10 years ago. Because I should say 20 years ago. Because that was the whole thing with what happened in September of 2001, right? Are we all kind of on the same page with that? What was the US debt in 2000? 5 trillion. So here's the thing. Here's what you need to know about that. $5 trillion in debt in 2000. 2001, September, Everybody knows what happened that month. Shook the world. But what most people don't know is that a couple days before that happened, there was an audit that happened. And the audit showed that they were missing, I think it was $2 or $3 trillion. They just mysteriously lost. They announced it the day before. So in comparison, it doesn't seem like much today. Oh, they only lost 2 trillion. Big whoop. They did that last week too. But when total debt was 5 trillion and they lost 2 or 3 trillion, that's half of that. So that would be like today with $38 trillion worth of debt. In comparison, if we're trying to play same field here, that would be like the equivalent of the US government or the Pentagon, whoever it was, coming out and saying, hey, we accidentally lost $17 trillion. If they said they lost 2 or 3 trillion, people would be like, yeah, big deal. Which it is a really big deal for one. But they'd be like, 2 or 3, who cares? But if they came out and said they mysteriously lost $17 trillion, half of the total debt, might be some alarms go up around the world there. So, of course, then we know what followed the next day. And we were lied to for 20 years about that. Just like in 1911, where an iceberg hit a big ship, we were lied to about that for 120 years. They didn't tell you who was on the boat. They didn't tell you why they were on the boat. They didn't tell you who wasn't on the boat. They didn't tell you what happened 2 years later in Georgia. Didn't tell you any of that. Heard much on 3-1 Atlas. I don't know what the hell that is, plural. Might be a messenger of massive paradigm shift to come. What is it? Never heard of it. Is that a 3I or 3-1? Japan wins in debt to do they? Debt to GDP. Win is in like worse or better? We're all Truman from the Truman Show. Yes. Osno says that's why 99% will always be poor, paying attention to sports, Kardashians and CNN. Meanwhile, government buying assets with newly printed money. Bitcoin is our only door to freedom. Legit. The only door to freedom. Okay, so Jake says, Samantha, fire me an email at lahick@proton.me. Looking for a hat. Josh says, Canadians need to pay attention to Bill C8, internet censorship, control over the telecoms, and I read somewhere that cryptography is also on the radar. Protest it. And then Letha said, I remember Rumsfeld announcing that. About the debt or what, Letha? Awesome explanation. Thank you. Of course. And the nice thing too is that we're going to have in there that we can't do in Patreon is you're going to be able to pay for a lifetime membership and get access to it, which I know is a very effective way of doing it. So then people don't have to put in their credit card information. They don't have to have a monthly bill coming off. And the reason why I like lifetime the most is that when people pay for a lifetime membership with anything, they're there. Right? We don't have to worry about what their intentions are. They're there for the long term. And for a community that's focused on like a very low time preference, future looking, lifetime membership makes the most sense. So you're going to be able to buy a lifetime membership in sats, or you're going to be able to pay in fiat on the school platform. Both are going to be very, very reasonable. I learned yesterday that like the average cost of a community on school is $50 a month. 50. And it's just like for nonsensical subjects too. Like we're talking about the ability to transform your whole life with a unit called a Satoshi and tools to go forward. And even the Maple Bitcoin community is like less than $30 a month for that, with 3 guys in there. So I don't think we're charging enough in any of these things, but that's okay. Again, we're not in the business of ripping people off. It serves as like a good skin in the game kind of thing. If you have skin in the game, you're probably going to be more engaging. You're going to spend more time in there. But also it's a good filter for spam. You got a free community or free Discord, it's just filled with spam everywhere. So yeah, hopefully there's a lot of people who join that. I'm sure there will be. Cedar says, top right corner, just type in JD Kid Rock in the search bar. You'll fucking love it. Oh, it's so good. Okay. I do love JD and Kid Rock and Tucker. So I can't see myself not liking that conversation. Paulie says, I started reading philosopher Hannah Arendt's 1959 book, Lying in Politics. I stopped after 20 pages. Lying is simply the job of politicians all the time. It's what they do. I stopped after 20 pages. Yeah, I mean, what's the point? What are you going to learn that you don't know already, right? Man, I got something in my throat. Ryder Cup match is all tied still, if anybody wants to know. Oh, I had a good post that I wanted to share here. Oh, that one's kind of good. That wasn't it, though. Where the hell is this one? Fuck. Where was that now? I guess I didn't send it to myself. I got to find it, though, because I wanted to talk about it. Give me a sec here. I know I've said that a lot today, but give me a sec. Okay, American Hacker sent in 21 sats too. I missed that one. Thank you, American Hacker. Shit. Okay, it's got to be around here somewhere. I wonder if we could just look for it on the. It was in the trending page. I know what the picture is too. It just kind of hurts my eyes to go this quickly. Scrolling's too quickly. Americans missed the putt. Sucky, sucky. Where is this freaking thing? I was pumped to talk about this today. I'll find it. Sorry, everybody. Usually I'm a little bit more prepared, but I was distracted this morning watching. We were up at 6 watching the Ryder Cup today. Oh, yeah, we're going to find it. It's coming up. I'm getting dizzy here. Did everybody watch this one yet? Bitcoin Country? We talked about it the other day. We did watch it here last week. It was really good. Type that into YouTube today if you got some time. Bitcoin Rising, South Africa's Path to Freedom. It was a good documentary. Well done. It's got to be close here because this is about as far as I went. And then I'm pretty sure I stopped after seeing that. I was like, okay, that's what we're talking about today. I don't see it, though, here. Frick. Arnie, have you seen it? It was 7 Rules of Life that I wanted to talk about. 7 Rules of Life. Wonder if I could search that somewhere. Let's try. Don't you know that you... Okay. Noster.band. Keywords. Was it 7 Secrets of Life? 7 Secrets to Life. I liked it. Nope. This might not work, folks. Shit. Did I retweet it? No. Of course not. Okay, well, let's... what can we do here? Let's watch this video here. This was an interesting kind of video that I came across the other day. I'll put this on, then I'm going to find this. I don't want to waste your time here. But I like this guy. I don't know who he is. First time I saw him was a couple days ago. But I kind of like him. Looks like a good dude. So let's watch this. Real Hard Money Pod. I don't know if people have seen this or not. But anyways, this is a minute 44. I'm going to find this other post here while we're watching this. But I'm interested to hear what you guys think about this. This is well done. Well thought out.
One of Putin's at the Eastern Economic Forum, one of Putin's top advisors dropped a bomb. He said the U.S. plans to use stable coins and crypto to secretly wipe out its $37 trillion debt. Sounds wild, right? But here's why it's not so far-fetched. The trick isn't new. For decades, the U.S. has devalued debt through inflation. Print more dollars and your groceries cost more. And the debt gets easier to pay back. Stablecoins just push this old scam global. Every USTD or USDC backed by treasuries spread America's debt across the world. Inflation becomes an export tax everyone pays. Putin's guy, he calls it the crypto cloud. Michael Saylor said it differently. Dump gold, buy Bitcoin, and recapture the balance sheet. Same energy, different plays. Either way, the US is circling the idea of weaponizing crypto to clean its books. But here's the truth. Stablecoins are just a band-aid for a dying system. They rely on trust, audits, governments that can change the rules at any time. Bitcoin doesn't. It's math, it's code, unbreakable scarcity. That's why in the long run, not the dollar, not gold, and definitely not stable coins, but Bitcoin, the realest, hardest money that has ever existed, is the only escape hatch. And the rest, well, it's just noise. At the Eastern Economic Forum, one of Putin's top advisors.
Wait, shush. I can't find this freaking thing. We're going to spend one more second here looking for it. I should be able to find it. There's a freaking picture. I remember it. I don't know. Hey, it says we're live at the top. Look at that. Right at the top of Primal, it says George live. Looks like the Grinder's live too. Anyways. It's enough. I'll maybe do a video on it today and share it. Maybe I'll do a video today for the channel. Only the third ever detected object from interstellar space, and it's confusing the F out of the experts and academics who study space. Very anomalous. Estimated to weigh 33 billion pounds. Oh, is that what's supposed to take out like a city that NASA is trying to shoot down? Is that the same thing? I saw something about that today. Visionaries might become its own country if the government... Ooh, Solar Satoshi, you're talking my language, man. You know, it wouldn't surprise me at all if the whole thing turned into something like that. Maybe not a country, but like as the world disintegrates into all these different small communities versus, you know, what the illusion that we have today, there will be shit like that. And we're going to need each other. We're going to need each other's resources, skills, honestly. And again, this is probably isn't going to be something that happens maybe even in this decade, but like over the long term, I do really see things like that playing out. Communities for sure. Communities going from the internet to the real world, just like they lost Building 7. Yeah, that was kind of strange, wasn't it? 200. Wow, Scotty. 250% debt to GDP. Oof. Big alien ship. Dark matter. I'm late, but I'm here. Todd. Good morning, Todd. You talking about Lifetime Visionary School? I'm already stoked to be in. Yes, sir, you are. We got a couple Lifetime, not a couple, several members in there already. Do I need to be in school first, or will Visionaries have everything? I mean, you'll be able to... What a name. Got to get that off the screen. I mean, I'm all for free speech, but that's the kind of shit that gets me taken down instantly. No, you can, once we have the link and everything ready, you'll be able to just sign up with school, create a thing on there. Visionaries Island living a Bitcoin. Yeah. Could you imagine? NASA was founded by liars. Look into it. Not hard to find their BS. Yeah. You know, I've heard a lot of negative things about NASA, but that's the first thing that came to mind for me with this whole large object coming towards space. It's it could be real. Who knows? One day I'm going to be wrong about it, where one of these threats might actually be real. But until then, we'll remain undefeated over here, calling bullshit on everything. But yeah, it sounds like NASA is just trying to stay relevant. Anyways, we got a couple different zaps here. Todd sent in 2743 DCA. Thank you, Todd. And we got somebody sent in 1013 and said, hello, my first zap. Absolutely love that. Absolutely love that. And Maria's here today. Zapped 5,000 sats for Fat Zap Friday. God bless Maria. Speaking of visionaries, Maria is a legend of her own. Good morning, Maria. Thank you for the zaps. Thank you for the sats. And Maria sent in 5,000 the other day too, and I thanked her the next day, but I don't know if she was around or not to hear it. So thank you, Maria. Where were we there, though? What did I want to bring up? Oh, fuck. Pardon my language. Okay, well, one thing I did want to talk about today is I can't find it. So sucks to suck, Jor. How to get on the spreadsheet. Ooh, that's a good point, actually, plural, because you know what? One of the things that I have on the spreadsheet for the draw for 100,000 sats is becoming a member of the Visionaries community. Yeah, there it is right there. So we've been pretty focused on this one, plus some challenges along the way. But I forgot about this one. So actually, I'm going to have to add some points here before the draw. Keegan Bradley is sweating right now. He's like, what are these dipshits doing out here? I should have picked myself. Oh. Okay, so I'm gonna have to add all the visionaries. So that, yeah, I guess if you want to get in on the draw, I'm gonna allow that. Actually, I'm gonna take everybody who's paid lifetime memberships already, and you're gonna get a point on the board. Actually, you're gonna get 2 points for it because that's a big step. So I will include everybody who has already paid for a lifetime membership. If you do want to pay, we're gonna fire it up in a couple weeks. We're gonna kind of wind things down here on YouTube for the next little while, but you can still pay in advance. And the people who pay earlier are going to get a much better deal than the people who pay later. And you're going to get a chance to win 100K sats. So if you do want to join, I'll send you the info today. Probably I have a little bit of time. I'm going to be watching some Ryder Cup before the Maple Show today. But you can send me an email if you want to become a member there. Get your name on the board. Secure your spot into the future. We're not going to have any maximums or minimums. That's a nice thing too, is like school almost removes the need for a signal chat. We're going to have a signal chat too, but it's going to require some proof of work to get into that one. It's not like you're just going to join and automatically be added to the signal chat like before. You got to go through some time. Proof of work. Everything in Bitcoin is proof of work, and we want to demonstrate that in the community as part of our focus there. So that's how you get on there. You support the channel, you can send a zap in, or you can join the community. Both will get your name on the board there. So shoot me an email. Just say, I want to be a lifetime membership of the Visionaries. And that's how. I'm not changing my name to that. Yeah, that's savage. I don't think I'm going to be able to bring that name up on screen anymore. But anyways, thanks for being on Rumble. Thanks for being here. Should have created better. They should have created better looking fake images if they want to be taken seriously. Yeah, no doubt. Although before I knew better, I didn't really think twice about it. Just like the moon landing, that whole thing couldn't have been a bigger scam. Everything. I don't know if we've been told the truth about anything. Like try to name one historical event that they told the truth about. One. Let's think on this for a second. While the boys play the final hole here, Americans are 1 up. as the boys play the final hole here, the 18th hole, let's think about that. Has there been any event in history where they told us the truth? I'm really trying hard to think right now. I think of a lot of things that they lied about. And I got to watch what I say here because I don't want to get my channel removed here, even though we're leaving. I'm trying really hard to think about one story that's been told that was accurate. I don't know. Scotty said, didn't someone say it will be success once everyone believes is a lie? Yeah, that's true. They just say it enough times and it just becomes the truth. I'm trying really hard to think about one thing that was actually happened that we're told the truth about. It's crazy. Like I don't want to start listing things here, but if you think about like literally everything that's happened for the last 100 years, every event has either been created or we've been lied to about it. Yeah, I can't think of any. I can't think of any. Bad Gal B says the Chaos book showed me this. Not even the Mason murders were honestly reported. Man, that's wild. That's actually so insane. Because that's the thing. Like I always go into the assumption that we're lied to about everything, but I never really stop and think like deeply about it. Like, okay, most things are a lie, yes, but like, is anything the truth? I know one thing. Tiger Woods winning the 2019 Masters after being at the top of the world and then crashing down to the bottom. He came back. He defeated Tony Finau. He defeated Francesco Molinari, and he won the 2019 Masters. That happened. But other than that, I have no idea. Everything else is a lie. That's crazy. Okay. Samantha says, I don't think they ever told the truth, even looking into ancient history, biblical. The only thing that's true is what we can perceive. All right, the swamp water's done. Pond water, I mean. We'll watch the end of the match here, and then we'll go. I got to film a couple of videos for the 365 anyway, so I shouldn't dick around too much. Okay, Fat Zap Friday. Afia sent in 1,000 sats and the DCA. Thank you, Todd. Appreciate that, man. It's been a good Fat Zap Friday today. We had sats and sunsets with a fatty today, 30,000 for the Start 9 promo code. That was very nice of you. So sats and sunsets saved $60 using the promo code. And then he also saved 48,000 sats by using his fold card. And then he repaid some to me, which totally unnecessary, but very nice, 30,000. And then we had Bad Gal B stealing Cypher's zap of 8998. We had Josh with the Josh zap, the legendary zap, 8888. And Letha came in hot right off the top with a 20 that showed up eventually here. So God bless. It has been a good Fat Zap Friday, but we ain't done yet. Seeing it in sports and music too. Yeah. Music for sure. Sports, I don't know if I go down that rabbit hole or not because it's just really, meaningless to me. I know that there's a lot of things kind of influenced within that. But, I heard somebody mention this the other day, and it's just like, when you think about it this way, it's kind of insane. But it's like there's a bunch of rich, we'll call it African-American players in the NFL making millions of dollars a year. And then on top of them are billionaires, the ones sitting in the press box, watching the circus and watching them fight and kill each other and give each other brain damage. And it's just like, when you think about it that way, it's just like, oh God, it's just weird. Like, I get it. It's entertaining. It helps people, gives people a release from reality, I guess, in a way. It's fun to hang out with some buddies and watch the game. But like, when you think about it like that, it's kind of disturbing. It's disturbing. Bitcoin is very grounding. Yes. That's, you need Bitcoin. You need people in your life that you can talk to about this kind of stuff. I never say anything that's like really groundbreaking. I'm not a super technical guy, whatever. It's just like, we're just having conversations here. We give people a place to hang out, to chat, to feel like they're not going fucking crazy, even though the rest of the world tells you that. And, the other thing too is that we're moving into a world now where it's up for grabs. The world is up for grabs. Truly. There's going to be a lot of people who have a lot of economic influence today in fiat land that are going to have nothing in the future. And there's going to be a lot of people out there who are eating craft dinner at night and sleeping on a couch or in a van. And they're going to be the ones who have those roles in a decade or two from now. The whole world is flipping on its head because of Bitcoin. And so we need to support each other. We need to stick together. We need to find a community of people that we can interact with and grow with and collaborate with. And that's what we're trying to build here. So we don't need the fake likes and subscribers and fucking $3 from YouTube. Fuck it. We're doing something else. Jack Boogie. Jack Boogie is here. Good morning, Jack Boogie. We've had quite the show today. Oh, we're almost at 2 hours. Wow, that flew by. Thanks everybody for being here today. By the way, we have our Maple Bitcoin show starting in about 2 hours from now. So I'm going to eat some lunch here right away, film a couple videos, get into Maple, and then take the old boy for, I think euros are toast. Looks like US is going to do it. All right. So what you can do here today, I want you to do a couple different things here today. I want you to do a couple different things today. Number one, I want you to think about this, because there's probably a lot of people out there who are going to work every day, 9 to 5. Some people are doing it because they have to. I understand that. But some people are just doing it because they don't really have the balls to do anything else. And I think if you are somebody out there who, when you heard that, you're like, oh, that's me. I want you to start thinking about your future differently. And it's going to be a practice that you're going to have to do every day. You're going to have to kind of take yourself out of that mindset of being an employee for somebody else. Yes, it's going to be difficult. Yes, it's going to be risky. Yes, people are going to tell you you're a dipshit. But at the end of this, on the other side of this, you're going to get way ahead of everybody else out there. And that's really what you got to do, right? Because we're all fighting for these scarce units, and there's only a small amount of us fighting over them right now. Big picture. I know there's a lot of Bitcoiners, there's a lot of all around the world, but big picture, everybody's going to be fighting for these scarce units called Satoshis. And the more you can get of them, the more you can set yourself up to be earning those every month. And yes, it might be a fiat job, and that's a cool thing too. And maybe that's where I'll kind of derail here a little bit. Because historically, before Bitcoin, if you wanted to have any wealth in the world, if you wanted to have any sort of real wealth in your family, you could only do it one way, one direction. And that is to start a business. Get equity in that business. That's the only thing that's going to hold wealth through time. You're never going to get rich renting out your time. You're never going to get wealthy renting out your time to somebody else as an employee or a salary. But that was before Bitcoin. Bitcoin changes that equation now. You can actually, even if you don't love what you do, you can go to work and you can earn fiat and you can convert that into Bitcoin. And you actually do have a fighting chance at this stage to build generational wealth and get ahead of 99% of people out there. And I guarantee it. I don't suggest you do it. I don't suggest you trade your years doing something that you dislike for a paycheck. But I do understand that it is hard. I do understand where we are right now. And just realize that in 5 or 10 years from now, even if you're working a fiat job like Josh is right now, in 5 or 10 years from now, if you keep storing your profits in Bitcoin and you watch what you spend your money on, you pay close attention to what you're spending your money on, where you're sending your value to. If you're careful with that, you don't have to be like a tight ass. You don't have to sleep on a cardboard, in a cardboard box. But if you're reasonable with it, you're not going to have to work in 5 or 10 years from now, and take your free time, maybe build something on the side. But if you don't want to build a business, just get very good at using AI and spend the rest of the time meeting people. Join Noster, join a community. If you're in between something like the Orange Pill app and Visionaries community, I'm going to tell you to join Visionaries community because of the things that I mentioned earlier. Again, I need to get good at talking about this, so we'll practice again. The difference between the Visionaries community and the Orange Pill app. Visionaries, less expensive. Visionaries has content in there and community and discussion. Visionaries encourages you not to share your location and your real name until you've earned trust and other people have earned trust with you. Then you can start building things, whatever part of the world you're in. You can take that from school into the real world and start having meetups and finding other Bitcoiners in real life. And the other thing is that, yes, Orange Pill app has a nice clean app and you can zap in there and stuff, but so do we. We have Noster. We don't need an app for that. We already have an app. It's called Noster. So that's what you want to do. Consider joining. If you're into saving money, if you want a much better discount than waiting a week or two, if you plan on joining, join the Living in the Future community. And there's going to be instructions in there within the next week or two about the new Visionaries community, and you're going to get a very nice discount if you are a Living in the Future member, because that's what I promise people. If you want to be in a community, join it early, because the more time you're in there, the more trust you're going to build with other people, and the more benefit you're going to get on my end of being, because you should be rewarded. You should be rewarded for being there early. And that was my promise, and that's what we're going to do. So with that, Plural says, happy Friday. Thanks for being so consistent. Of course. Love homework. Stacking Satoshis with every dollar not necessary for basic living expenses. A few frivolous expenditures that don't derail the plan. Yes, exactly. Assuming you're familiar with Jim Rohn and his mentor, Earl Schoaf. If you're a Nightingale guy, if not, you're a Nightingale guy and we'll dig them. Yeah, I've heard of Jim Rohn. I've never heard of Earl Schoaf. But yeah, I do have a plan. That's cool. That's funny you mentioned that. Maybe not Jim Rohn, but the first thing that people do when they join the Visionaries community is they're going to be kind of directed to a course. And the course is going to be a couple hours worth, maybe 4 or 5 hours worth of content. We're going to be watching it together. And that's going to be kind of like your first initiation into the group. And if you watch some of those videos and you're like, what the hell is this guy talking about? What are we watching here? Then you leave. It's kind of like a filter. If you get through that and you're excited, then you're going to be a valued member of the community. And there's going to be some Alan Watts. There's going to be some, who else is in there? Some Earl. Found another guy too. I don't even know his name. Bob Proctor, I think. I don't know if anybody's heard of him before, but I like him. So yeah. Where is the Living in the Future community? I just shared the link there, Gerard. It's Patreon right here. This one, patreon.com/C/U83780281. So join. If you do feel like you're not going to be a member for very long in there, because we're transitioning to Visionaries in the next couple weeks. But it's going to be fun. It's going to be a lot of fun. Cypher says, Zap sent for a value-packed Fat Zap Friday. It was a good show today, hey? 2 hours long. We got a little heated. We had some fun. This is exactly how a Friday stream should go. So if you want to hang out a little bit more today, we're going to be live, Forrest and I, at 2 p.m. Eastern Time, Maple Bitcoin. And hope you join us. Hope you join us. And I'll share the link there just in case there's people who aren't subscribed to Maple yet. Oh, we're pretty close to 5,000 subscribers on there. I didn't even realize that. 5,000 subscribers coming in hot. 4.99. Hopefully we hit that today. That'd be cool. Good Friday. Well, Duncan says, will Patreon be no more? I'm probably going to leave the Patreon open for a few months just because I don't know how active everybody is on there. But anybody who's active, you're going to be able to. Don't cancel yet. If you're a Living in the Future member, don't cancel yet, because if you do, and you want to be a visionary, you're going to lose access to that discount that we're going to have for brand new members. So just kind of wait for my instruction. I would say don't do anything right now. If you're a member of Living in the Future, if you're just joining, just kind of wait for my instruction on it. And we're going to be full steam ahead. It's going to be fucking awesome. So thank you, everybody. I'm guessing Cypher sent us Cypher Zap. Should just double check, though, to give proper thanks. Where was that to, Cypher? Arnie boy? I don't know. I don't know where that went, Cypher. Anyways, yes, we'll see you this afternoon. Thank you, Cedar Sats, once again, who is currently sitting at the top of the leaderboard for the contest. Right there, Cedar Sats. Josh is in the 2 spot now. Sats and Sunset's not too far behind. And, 88 Sats. Okay. Yeah, I don't have that wallet open, but thank you, Cypher. I'm guessing it was 8998. So thank you, my friend. Great stuff. Yes, thank you, everybody, for being here today. It was a hell of a way to spend a Friday morning. We're going to go watch a little bit of golf, film a couple of videos, and we're going to be back in exactly 2 hours from now on the Maple Bitcoin channel. So thanks for being here. Thanks for showing up. Thanks for taking on this responsibility. And thank you for the support. We're going to keep this channel ad-free, sponsor-free, and retain our voice forever. Not for as long as possible, for as long as I'm around. So thanks, everybody. Have a good Friday. We'll talk to you soon.